Greetings everyone, here's Lodrik and this is a Game War in the Pacific Admit Edition. This is my play by email match against Robert. He's a Japanese player and for me it is the allied side. I was able to retake this resource center dot base in China. That is nice, but not really a big important win. S-35 failed to damage here the heavy cruiser. That would be nice, even one hit would do something, but 4 missing torpedoes. And S-boat don't have more than 4 torpedo tubes. So the commander chose maximum aggression and failed. Or the Japanese commander was able to avoid the torpedoes. Hard to say. Here is a hit but no explosion on an enemy cargo ship, or better say a destroyer support ship. Sweepings. Japanese long-range bombers hitting here the port because there was my battle cruiser formation hiding here and he saw this, but this time I realized there's a detection on the base, so I move out just in time. My aircraft here in Balikpapan are now hard to recover. I was still able to get most of the damaged aircraft, I would say, out of the base. The whole operation to intercept the incoming strike group was still a success. Clark Field is now, I would say, soon out of ammunition. Starving already in February is never good, and it was of course my mistake to lose the 15,000 supplies in Manila, left them behind. That cost me, I would say, at least 2 months. I could normally feed my troops there. But mistakes happen. This is my one air wing running out of capital of China. So I can inflict also casualties, but again, it's more or less only to force Robert to keep fighters in China. Damage control. All these airstrikes are 12,000 feet, so out of range of 40 millimeter. Palmbang is also trashed airbase port. There will be no additional fort building. And finally a working Mark 14 on a smaller cargo ship. Still, but no sinking sound. Okay, maybe tomorrow. Good, this is a normal bombardment, same here. Japanese burning through my supplies. My troopers are already weakened, so their tendency to die is much higher. So here in Mindanao I have still more AVs than the Japanese. So it's a bit hard for him to attack me there. Up to the moment where I run out of supplies. Good, nothing really too special. Mark 14 trigger, that was successful, but the rest was just so. Overall, the losses are higher for the Japanese. 12 aircraft lost, 1 over-reported, so only 3 zeros. But a lot of operational losses, maybe related to flak damage, but we'll see. And I had 2 Catalinas destroyed in Balikpapan on the ground. But no dead pilot. So you can still see that I had 65 dead pilots. So with the missing in action, roughly 70 pilots are dead. And if I add now maybe 10 more wounded not recovering, so I've lost 80 pilots so far, to get a feeling. Ship sunk last turn, nothing official. There was a damaged cargo ship, maybe we'll think tomorrow, we'll see. Hawaii, nothing to report. East coast of Australia and Nomaya, Fiji, nothing to report. So the Pacific area is so far quiet. Dutch East Indies also, I see some movement, but no heavy task force so far. The Japanese are crossing slowly on Balikpapan. The bombardments here, I'm out of supplies in Mindanao. I'm completely out of supplies, more or less also in Luzon. Java itself is still untouched. The Japanese finishing the encirclement of Palembang. I have here tons of supplies, but I cannot get them out, so I have here roughly 140 AV. Medan is also still building up the old supplies. I produce here still fuel and supplies via my refineries, and only via refineries. Submarines, not super successful, but at least sometimes. Wenchao is also out of supplies. This is a daily supply production. Wenchao produce always 80 off map, and I think not much more I will not get out of this. No, all others is already red. Good. Most important is there's no attempt from the Japanese to break this block or my block. I don't control the hex, but there's also no immediate rush into Sichuan. I also control the Xi'an, that is also fine, so I have here block and every have a triple hex. And I still try to move to retake this city, simply to force him to move the troops back and slow his progress in the rest of China. Burma also no movement. Here is a build-up of an army, that for sure. Second army is building up here in the north. And more is coming here slowly over the mountains. But this will take a week or more to be ready on Rangoon. Good, see you next time, take care, bye-bye.